StreamYard. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
How's it going, everybody?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hold on,
Cheers.
our third and illustrious brother of ours is here. What happened, bro? Uh, okay,
Dre looks really female all of a sudden.
yeah, exactly. We'll mute that until he's ready. Hey, Trisha. I'm sorry, Trisha. How you
Hey,
doing? Uh,
hey, Tree.
to everyone tuning in, this is Breaking the Stigma. We are back. This is a show about men's mental health and awareness and coping and all that stuff. We were never really raised to do properly, and the things that we need to do, like change traditions and things of that nature.
Generations that we've been raised by, and the generation we are in, and the generations to come.
Indeed, indeed. And for those watching on the Champagne Conversations channels, we do appreciate you tuning in. We do understand that the normal show that shows up on on this platform is Champagne Conversations with Kim, and no, that's every Saturday at this same time. How?
Dre's in transition, Kim. That's why.
Yeah, I think Drake's transitioning or something. I have him muted because he walked away, so, and all that fun stuff. But those watching on the Champagne Conversations channel, that show is not going anywhere. That will never go anywhere. But we are sharing platforms because, well, why the hell not? We have a show for women's health, so why not have a show for men's health? Because there's plenty of men who watch the Champagne Conversations on those platforms. So why not expand the reach of both? Anywho, no, and I agree. That. Yeah,
That just ain't right.
yeah, 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 yeah. We that definitely ain't it. That that ain't it. That ain't it at all. That ain't it at all.
That right there, sir. That's just not right.
That there's disturbing in all kinds.
Mhm. Oh, howdy.
It sure is.
Mhm.
Dadgum come flab it. Never mind. Yeah, that is not how SMI gets down around here.
We're just fools. Don't worry about us.
But anywho, um, I think I will save my inner conversations for later. Speaking of which, hey, how y'all doing? Moving along, all that fun stuff.
Oh, it's a Dre.
Oh, it's an actual Dre with headphones.
We were wondering with your picture there, Dre, if you're transitioning or.
Nah, man. I I hit the button and I didn't know y'all was live and I was in the middle of putting my laundry away and folding it, so I had to hit the button real quick so I can.
Yeah, the
I
button
ain't,
had a weird picture. We was like, who the hell? That ain't Dre. At least.
nah, it's a good friend of mine, so we're good on that.
Oh, okay. But since everybody's here, shall we get started?
Yeah, let's get to getting.
Sure, we can do that.
You got a mad echo there.
I straighten it out now. Just bear with me. I'm trying to.
It's been a while. We know. We know.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it all. Can y'all hear the echo now?
No, no, we're good.
Okay, that was
Nope,
my
no.
phone. My broken phone with the volume button that's jacked up. So
Ah, your phone is scroll.
In need of a new phone.
We're not gonna talk about that.
wait, we're not talking about that. It's all about positive vibes. It's all about positive vibes. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But anywho, let me change our what is it called? John. Let me change our genre of Twitch. You may. All right. Creator dashboard. Manage stress. Mute. Good. That's muted. Perfect. Alright. Looks like we're in the right. All right. So, fellas, our first topic. Bang. Relationship expectations versus reality. Let's get into it.
Well, a lot of the times people go into the relationship. I mean, especially men go in there expecting, okay, it's going to be one way. It's going to be this way. This is the way I want the relationship. This is what I expect from. Don't take into account what female is expected from the relationship. So you got to find a way to talk about what both people are expecting, and then find a way to compromise to reach a happy median on that.
True. True. I was going to say something similar to where I, and I was guilty of it for the longest time. I'd go into a relationship expecting perfection. And as soon as one thing went wrong, I'm out.
Relationships are work. You got to be willing to work.
Yep. Yeah. Which leads me to something you told me many times. And you got to be willing. You got to know how to, you know, you got to know how to compromise. You got to know what's worth fighting for and what's not. In the big scheme of things, it might be something small, but you're elevating
You
it
know,
omega red statuses because your expectations are perfection and it has to go the way I want it to go or it's not gonna go and in reality it's just like there's two parts to a relationship. Unless you're in something like what I got, where you got kids and then there's four parts to the relationship. What you think, Dre? Whoa.
Well, the one thing about expectations is don't expect none in a relationship because you're just gonna be disappointed. Everybody has their perceived reality about relationships, and everybody has their perceived reality about an expectation about how a relationship should go. But I was always taught that don't expect anything, just play it by ear, because if you expect something and it doesn't go a certain way, you're going to be disappointed. So my belief is just go in there with an open mind. Just go in there that anything can go, whether it be negative or positive, and just don't expect anything because you'll be disappointed if you do.
no, I see. You got to expect certain things. You got to expect to be treated
Well,
with respect.
you can't expect certain things like respect, love, communication, all that, but don't don't believe these soap operas. Don't believe these reality TV shows. Don't believe these these uh these uh these Disney movies.
They're just stories.
They're just stories. It never happens like that. So
He said the Disney movies. Yeah,
like Beauty and the Beast and Snow
yeah.
White and all that. Don't believe that.
Don't believe hype, right?
Don't believe that. Just believe that people change like the weather.
And nothing's
You
ever
know,
going to be perfect.
and nothing's going to be perfect. And if it's time for a relationship to die, let it die.
Oh, Big
It
Bro grown up on
consider consider the fact that even if you did everything you could, even if you did everything that you were supposed to do, and it's still not going how you want it to go, or you feel that it's deteriorating, just cut your losses. You know what they say about snakes? You cut the head of a snake, the whole body dies. That's the same thing with relationships. If it's not working for you, cut it altogether.
Yeah, man. But some women are like Hydra. You cut off one head and two more grow back.
Yeah, but
or Medusa. She
it's
got like 9
but we're talking about reality though. So unless you know
Now he using words. Now he using big boy words.
If you have somebody like that that's willing to fight for it, you should. But it all depends on the person that's you know.
Well, I guess I got lucky then.
Well, you got. I mean, everybody finds that diamond in the rough, but sometimes that diamond's Cupid zirconian. That whole relationship is Cupid zirconian. So you got to make a decision for yourself. Should I try to fight for it, or should I just cut my losses and start over? Because life is short, so you can't really like expect everything to be sunshine and rainbows. You gotta work at it. But if you feel like you don't want to work at it and move on to the next one, you can do that too. So that's why I said don't expect nothing in a relationship. Even when you get married, don't expect anything because things can change in the drop of a hat.
Mm, okay. Okay. I don't necessarily disagree. So yeah. Yeah. But since we're talking about relationships, I guess we can move on to our next topic, which would be learning to compromise. And since we're talking about learning to compromise, I can say this right now that compromise isn't just a relationship thing. That's a life thing. You have to learn to compromise at work, with your kids, with your neighbors, hell, the people at the store,
With your homies.
especially with your homies. If you got a brother, if you got brothers like mine, you got to know when to compromise and when to shut the fuck up. Because that one on the bottom with the red headphones and that one on the top right with the black headphones, they'll go buzzsaw on your ass real quick. You're like, oh, okay, okay, just quit.
Well,
Yeah.
we're just trying to pass on our years of experience to you.
Well, it took me a long time to compromise a lot of stuff. It took me a long time to compromise. So
Yeah,
that's something that you really have to discipline yourself about because it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to compromise, especially
yeah,
when you feel that you're stubborn
yeah.
like me. Cancers are known to be stubborn. So if you're stubborn like me, you don't want to compromise. But if you want to make the relationship work and grow, sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to swallow that pride. Sometimes you have to let the other person have the last word, even when you're right. You have to.
Or if you feel like you're, especially when you feel like you're right, you just place your
Sometimes you got because there's been plenty of times when I've been right in a relationship, but guess what? I had to learn to just be quiet and just have let that person have the last say, just for the sake of
Peace.
not draining your energy, because it's all about energy and vibes and consistency. So if you are constantly going back and forth with that person and you're both being stubborn and you're both being uncompromising, that could drain you. And then other stuff pops up. Other stuff
yeah,
pops up as well. The stuff that happened like 3 or 4 years ago. So
yeah.
that's a sign.
You,
That's a sign of growth. That's a sign of growth and evolution. If you know how to compromise and don't get mad about it.
there's a difference. You said something there about people bringing up stuff from the past. You've got to learn to let stuff go. That's separate from learning how to compromise.
True.
Yeah, you do. But some people have a hard time doing that too because it's trauma. It's something that they don't really want to let go because number one, it's hard to let go, and number two, that's how they get attention. They get attention by saying, "Hey, this is what's wrong with me, and this is what I'm gonna hold on to because this is what gets me attention." So if people learn to try to get help instead of trying to get attention, it'll change the whole game. You won't see a lot of these people walking around with this baggage and these scars because they would know how to let it go in a positive way, in a healthy way. But some people don't want to let it go because that's how they get attention. This is how they when they feel that they're not getting enough attention, they'll put out some BS and be like something's wrong and this is why.
Uh,
So
right,
That's
right.
one of the problems with social media is it makes that too easy for
that's
people to
yeah,
do.
exactly. And now they, people go live and express their problems. Cause I've been guilty. I've I've been known to go on live years ago. I was known to go on live whenever I have a problem. I would go live and express my grievances, which was the last thing I needed to do. I should have just whatever grievances I had, I should have discussed it with said person, or I should have discussed it with myself or whatever, you know. But sometimes you don't have to. You have to just like evolve from that, because if you don't, then you're never gonna grow. You're never gonna evolve. You're never gonna become a better person because you're gonna be so hung up on that trauma that that's gonna be your card, your trump card. Especially like I said, people that's quote unquote attention whores. That's gonna be their card.
That's my word right there. That's my word.
Hmm. That's what they're gonna be, attention whores. So I had to learn that myself because I was very, very hard to compromise with because I was very stubborn in my ways, and I had to break a lot of things to get better as a person, as a man.
Yeah,
Because, and but like I said, it takes a lot of growth because, like I said, some people just hold on to their beliefs because that's what makes them comfortable.
right,
And it's safe. It's what they're used to doing.
right. Uh,
Changing is hard. It's a lot
I
of energy.
yeah, because I can speak for me, and I'm still guilty of it, and I'm slowly getting better. And I guess that's just because I have the type of woman who's willing to help me grow. But compromise was not exactly in my vocabulary for the longest time. It was well, no, this is it. I said it. This is how I feel. I'm running with it. The Marine Corps probably played a good part of that, and therapy and parenthood is helps make a whole lot of strides. But look, don't be calling me bill collectors. I'm working right now, freaking bill collectors. But me and compromise, we're getting better. I'm getting a lot better at it. And that goes back to the way we were brought up, the way we were raised. Back in the day, it was you were taught that you stand firm in what you believe in, whether you're right or wrong. You stand firm. I will
Cause
quickly admit that I was taught by my grandfather that where it doesn't matter if you right or if you wrong. If that's how you feel, that's your hill. You die on. You go down. You go down with the ship. You go down in a blaze of glory if you need to. But unless it's life threatening, don't let nobody change. Don't let nobody change your mind or your opinion about nothing. And that ain't it. It's just not.
like I said, a lot of people hold on to that thing because that trauma because that's what gets them attention. So I've
And
done it. I've done it. So I can admit I've done it because that's how it got me attention. But
same, same.
in order for me to grow as a man, to
And
evolve as a man, I had to learn how to to
and
compromise.
and, and I can easily say that um,
And
misery.
Cam, you're right. Cam, you're right. It's very hard to compromise when you're right, but sometimes you just gotta be humbled. Sometimes you
Right,
really do. You gotta
and
be
I
humbled.
and I'm quick to admit that uh, misery does love company, and that's for us too. When it comes to not compromising, a lot of it is because we feel a certain way, and we're not going to compromise because we want you to feel the way we feel.
Yeah.
We could be dead wrong, but we feel this fucking way. You're going to feel this fucking way. Maybe that might be me echoing back.
No, no, it's the same way with me because it's been some times where I felt I was right and I was wrong, and I was reminded that I was wrong, and now I can handle it better now. But back then, it's a pride thing. When somebody told me I was wrong, the pride kicks in. It happens.
Oh yeah. Oh
It
oh
happens. So,
yeah.
so
Pride is a hell of a drug, boy. Pride, you be tell somebody tell you wrong, and instead of listening to what they have to say, checking it constructively, you ready to go to war. Like, I know this motherfucker did just tell me I'm wrong.
yeah,
I don't give a damn if I just hit 6 people with my car. I ain't wrong,
that hurt. That word. Them two words can hurt a lot of people's feelings.
sir. You were high and you were drunk. You were wrong for driving that car. I ain't wrong. Okay,
Them
well,
two them two words can hurt a lot of people. Like seriously, they can hurt a lot of people because nobody wants to be wrong, but everybody makes mistakes. Everybody's human. Everybody,
You can't always be
everybody,
right.
they can't always be right. So when somebody tells you, like I said, it took me a while to when people tell me that I'm wrong. But now when people tell me I'm wrong, I'm like, hey,
I can say that for me, well, actually learning leadership traits and management traits from one from the Marine Corps and two from work history. Three of the most powerful but hurtful phrases in the English language is "you're wrong," "that's not it," and "no."
mm-hmm,
I don't know what it is about "that's not it," but that fucking phrase cuts deep as hell. When you don't went did you spend all the time trying to do something, somebody come up and go, "That's not it,"
mm-hmm,
but that's not it.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go cry to car. I don't give a fuck. Fuck this shit. I'm out of here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's not it. Speaking of that's not it, since I found a way to segue, our next lovely topic, this wonderful, I'm not watching Wrestling Monday evening, is holding your high when life goes to shit. 2020 has been hey Dre, what's your favorite what's your famous phrase about shit? Bovine fecal matter? Yeah, 2020 has been
Grade A bovine fecal matter.
Yeah.
that what he said.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much. I mean, we talked about it last night, man. It's
Yeah.
been a year, man. It's been a year. Um, I've
Ooh.
I've I've experienced highs. I experienced lows. I've experienced times when I wanted to smile and times where I wanted to punch a hole in the wall. But all in all, it's therapy and weed and meditation and
Weed is legal.
ju- just learning to let stuff go. Now, just learning to not stress about stuff you can control. That was my problem. I tried to control everything that involved me, and now I'm at a point where if it's not controlling me, or if I can't control it, then guess what? There's nothing to sweat about.
Yeah.
Um, I've lost some friends. I've lost
Yeah.
relationships. I've lost my sanity for a couple months. But all in all, I'm always motivated for one because of my kid. I'm motivated because of LP, and I'm motivated myself because I know my worth. I know what I can bring to the table on a lot of things. I know my self value, and I think a lot of people miss that. I think a lot of people miss out on the fact that when they fail to realize what their worth is, then they try to find it in whatever it is, whether it's drugs or sex or another man, another woman. They go everywhere but the source, which is them. If
Yeah.
they can find it within themselves to know that their self worth is way more than what they think it is and what society and people say it is, the world would be a better place. I had trouble with it. I thought I wasn't good enough on a lot of things, but like I said, with the things that I've that I've used, the thing people that I've talked to that have been always been positive. I know what my worth is. I know I can look in the mirror and say that I'm good enough. Even if people say I'm not, I know I can say I'm good enough because I know what I can bring to the table. I know what I'm worth. Self worth and self care is big in my life. You always gotta take care of your star player because if you're not gonna take care of yourself, who else is gonna do it for you? I mean, who's gonna, everybody's trying to, and me and Dex, we talked about it last night along with Ken. We talked about it. People are looking for a relationship instead of just looking to love themselves. They look for love in somebody else or whatever. If you can't love yourself, how are you going to love someone else? How are you going to take care of someone else when you don't love yourself? That's a word right there.
Well,
If you don't, you gotta take care of yourself, man. Because if you don't take care of yourself, who's going to do it for you?
Preach.
Honestly, yeah, it
I,
really is.
I guess I need to get the virtual collection plate going.
Now
uh,
you always got to take care of yourself.
yeah,
Like he said it perfectly. If you don't take care of yourself, you're not in a position to take care and help other people.
right.
You're not.
Absolutely. Um, I learned, especially this year, that a lot of the places that I was looking for self acceptance and love from didn't need to be there.
It's not.
Since about 2009 ish, I used to look for self acceptance and love from the bottom of the bottom.
Yeah.
And come around June-ish, a brother of mine and myself, we made the decision that we were self destructing with it, so we had to get rid of it and try something different.
Yeah.
And
And it's like
I don't know
it's
what it
like
was, but that first month was hard. It was fucking rough. Now, I guess now that my body's detoxed clearly from alcohol, I can think clearer. So when shit goes sideways, I'm just like, I mean, that sucked. Huh? All right, keep it moving.
mhm.
My legs can still move. I'm still breathing. I'll keep these motherfuckers turning. Let's roll. I'm big. Oh, hey, Marshawn said keep the legs moving, right? Keep it moving. Hey, you know about that business, boss. You know what I'm here for? Hey, about that action, boss.
It's like this. It's like this. And Tricia said it. She said it perfectly. You can't pour from an empty cup. You're we're all humans.
Whoa.
Humans, we're like a coffee machine. We're like a coffee machine. And everybody loves, well, I don't drink coffee like that, but I'll drink it every now and then. But we're all
Oh
like
shit,
coffee.
coffee.
We're all like coffee machines. We get the ingredients, we put the water in, and then this is big pot. We're this big pot of coffee, and everybody pours. We know everybody's getting coffee
Oh,
until
boom.
everybody gets coffee until the pot is empty. That's basically us. When we go out and we help everybody else, so we're not helping ourselves, eventually we're going to become empty because we're pouring into everybody else's cup. So, in order for us to be whole again, what do we do with the coffee pot? We go and put it back. We put more ingredients in there, and then we make more coffee.
Yeah,
That's what we have to do as a human being, as a person. When you feel that your coffee is running out in the coffee machine, take some time to yourself and recharge, because eventually, if you run out of coffee, energy, mental energy, all that stuff, you're not going to operate the same way. Everybody else is going to be good except you, because you gave everybody else your coffee, and now you don't have any coffee left for yourself.
I can.
So every now and then, pour a little bit for yourself, and then when you feel that you're ready, then you go out and pour coffee for everybody else, i.e., give them a helping hand or give them an encouraging word or whatever. Because, like I said, it goes back before. If you're not good, how you gonna help other people if you're not good?
I
I
can.
mean, I know some people. I know some people that can do that. I mean, I can do that as well. I can help people even when I'm hurting. but
Right.
it still doesn't feel good because when you go help them, then who is going to help you? And
Yeah.
that's another thing. Everybody talks about how strong people are. The strongest people always, but it's a saying that goes that even the strongest people need somebody to lean on. Who can they turn to lean on? Because everybody else looks at that person as the strong one because they help everybody else. But who's going to help them? Who's going to be their ingredients to put in the coffee machine?
Who checks on the strong friend? Right.
Yeah, who's going to check on us? So who's going to be their coffee ingredients? Who's going to be the grinding and the coffee thing and the water and the heat and all that? So who's going to be all that for that strong person? So
Right. And I can
that's
attest
why
to all of
that's
that.
why
Because
that's why a lot of people, that's why I say a lot of people who are coffee machines in our life,
right.
check on the coffee machines. Like the strong person, that's the coffee. Check on the coffee machine because maybe the coffee machine is broken and needs to be fixed. Whereas the encouraging word or, "Hey man, I'm here for you." That's why I compare that. Coffee
And
machine. It goes hand in hand because you
mhm.
know how it go.
And I can definitely attest to that because I don't know what it is about veterans seeing other veterans down on their luck, but it's one of the it's one of our things where we see one of us down, we tend to want to just try to pick them up, but it's also therapy for us. It was always therapy for us. We knew we were going through our own, but helping others kind of helped us through. But we spent so much time helping everyone else, helping, and then when you fall on your luck, you just like, where's my help?
Like I said, it's the coffee machine. When the coffee machine gets broken, nobody cares. They only care when the coffee
Right.
machine is fixed because
And
now they can get more coffee.
another thing people don't realize is, and especially ourselves, is it is unhealthy trying to help everyone when it's just, and then it seems like it's just you helping and no one's giving it back. Because it happened to me a few times where I would help somebody. Me and Kim would help somebody. We helped as many people as we could. I mean, we down on our luck ourselves. Let's be real about it. But we'd help somebody, and then when we actually needed help, and no one was there to truly help us, it's just like, oh, this is what we doing? Oh, okay. So now we're bitter, and now we're petty too, because now it's like I don't give you all our this energy, I don't give you all this time, give you all this effort, but when I ask you for a simple pat on the back or somebody to rub my shoulder and say, "Hey, bro, I got you," ain't nobody there, and it's just like, all right, cool, game the fuck on. And then people like, well, why are you so upset?
I look at it like this: learn one word. Learn one word. This
Fuck,
word is a form of self care.
fuck them.
Charlemagne, no, well, that's two, but for people that can't cuss, young kids, the younger generation. Charlemagne the God told me there is one word that is a form of self care,
No.
and that's no. Yeah, that's no. Say
well,
no.
well,
Cause
sir.
that and I had a hard time doing that because
Me too.
I always wanted to please everybody, and like my therapist said, I was being a puppet in everybody's life because I was putting on the show for people, and I was saying yes because I didn't want to hurt nobody's feelings. But now,
All right.
saying no is a form of self care.
Yep, yep.
And
I
when
will say,
Charlemagne tweeted that, and I retweeted it because it made so much sense. Because there's a lot of people out there that don't want to say no because they don't want to hurt people's feelings. But sometimes you have to say no because no is a form of self care. It will save you mentally.
true.
So I have no problem telling people no. I have no problem saying I can't do it. I have no problem saying, I'm not going to do that because it's a form of self care. Because it's like as Tricia said, it's easy to be taken advantage of without you even realizing that. Yeah, if you say yeah a lot, that's what's going to happen because people are going to depend on you because they be like, oh, you could go tell Drake, you could go ask Drake because Drake's going to say yes. That's not how it's supposed to go.
I don't
Sometimes
know.
you,
I don't know that
sometimes,
y'all talking about, but Dre,
but
I know I'll tell you no.
well, now I'll say no. Now I'll say no. But like a couple years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago, I was saying yes. But now I'm like, hell no,
Well,
no, I
well,
ain't doing that.
therapy and
Or
stuff.
even if I really get annoyed, I'll be like, if I really get annoyed, I'll be like, I ain't doing that shit. If I really get annoyed, I'm not. I ain't doing that shit. So if you don't hear nothing, if you don't take nothing else from this show, saying no is a form of self care. Write that down in your journal. Write that down and you put it in your mental bank. Tattoo it somewhere on your body. So if somebody asks you a question, just you can look at it real quick and be like, saying no is a form of self. You know what? I say no. No. Negative. Just
Yeah,
do it because it's a form of self care. It really is
right. And then
because
that
because you're protecting your energy from other people because your
right,
energy and your vibes are yours.
right.
So don't
So
give it all out. Don't give it all out willy nilly.
right, because what Trisha said is right. Because once you tell somebody yes, you run into them leeches who leech onto you, and then they start expecting shit. So when you say no, they get mad, and it's just like,
Hey, look, if they get mad because you say no, then guess what? They wasn't your friends in the first place. Because real friends will understand why you're saying no. It's been plenty of times Dexter told me no, and Dexter said yes to me 97% of the time. But that other 3%, he has told me no. And guess what? I'm like, it is what it is. He said no. All right, moving on. So you gotta do that. You have to. You really have to because
it,
you
you
don't want you don't want to give your energy all out willy nilly because if you give your energy all out willy nilly, it's like the coffee machine. You give your energy all out willy nilly, you're like the coffee pot. You give out all the coffee.
the
Guess
cold
who's not? Guess who's not going to have no coffee when it's all over with?
beefy.
And Teresa said it again. You can say no with no reason. Say no. Why are you saying no? Because I want to say no. Why I have to have a reason?
Well, I gotta
That's
explain
just
it to you. I
what. That's just like if a man or woman says they don't want to have sex, and you try to ask them why they don't want to have sex, because
no
they don't
means
want to have sex. No means no.
no
Like
means no.
no. End the conversation. Finito. Like Ti say, finito. You're done. There ain't no explanation after that.
You got to throw that power in there. Yeah,
Yeah, there's no explanation. So if somebody says no, conversation's over.
dead in the water.
It's it. That's it. Moving on.
Yep.
Moving on.
You
What
right.
what old dude say? What old dude saying it? It's above me now. It's above me now.
That eye roll back.
I'm saying it's above me now. It says because that's like I said before. You're responsible. You're responsible for you. You're responsible for yourself, regardless if you're in a marriage or in a relationship or you're a friendship or whatever. You're responsible for yourself. And
And
if you can't be responsible for yourself, then guess who's going to be responsible for you? Nobody else. You can't depend on people to be responsible for you. You gotta do that. Because guess what? When you get up in the morning and you go to that mirror, guess who's gonna be looking in that mirror back at you? It's not gonna be Dex. It's not gonna be Matt. It's not gonna be Trisha. It's not gonna be Kim. It's gonna be Dre. It's gonna be Dex. It's gonna be Matt. It's gonna be Trisha. It's gonna be Kim. Y'all gonna be looking at each other. So
true.
I mean, look at yourself and say, this is who I am. These are my flaws. These are my mannerisms. And guess
True.
what? Guess what? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with being me. I'm okay with being unique. I'm okay with being the person that I am. Do I got to work on some things? Absolutely. Everybody got to work on something. Not
Absolutely.
everybody's
We,
perfect.
we all do.
You got to work on yourself. So, when you
And
look in that mirror, when you look in that mirror every day, do
mhm,
that. I give
I want
myself a pep talk. I give myself a pep talk every day when I go get up. I'll be like, hey, it don't even have to be nothing like a whole drawn out conversation. It can be like, I am somebody, and then go about my day.
yeah, yeah, I got you. I want to address something Trisha said. Same in the market, same in the workplace.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
it
because
is.
and it's something that I've told my brother all the time. You can say no. They can't fire you for saying no. If it's not in your job description, if they not signing your check, you ain't got to do it. Hey, can you help?
Dex, hey
No.
That
Dex,
one
you
took
remember I
me a
told,
long time to figure out that I could.
hey, hey Dex, remember what I told you last night about they were trying to make me be a leader, and what I tell you what I told them.
Hell to the no, no, no. Hell
Hell
no.
no.
To the no, no, no.
No.
He said, hell no. Oh, look,
Mm-mm.
that's a copyright strike because they never shut this shit down.
No, I was like, I mean, and don't get me wrong, it was a better paying job, it was a better situation, but the circumstances I had to go through to be one, I didn't want those troubles. I didn't.
Right.
So sometimes you gotta say though, when somebody says, "Hey, can you do this for me?" and you know you got other things going on, no,
Or better
absolutely
yet,
not.
you walk into a job and you know you have a certain skill set. Let's be
Hmm.
real. Me, you, Matt, we can all walk into a job and the job they hired us for, we can do, but we can do other shit too.
Hmm.
Somebody sees that you know how to do that other shit, they asking you to help. No, partner, I can do it. Yes. Am I doing it? No. That's not in my job description. My job description says I was hired to do this. X, Y, and Z. Do not ask me to do A, B, and C. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Unless you coming up off your check and me helping you do your job, I'm not doing it.
Hmm.
And guess who can't fire me? Because my job description, the paperwork that I signed says you do X, Y, Z. You
Hmm.
can vouch if you have time, but
Hmm.
you're not obligated to. You're obligated to X, Y, Z. That's it. Don't let these people strong arm you. No is your best friend in the workplace. Per it or period to my weird ass family say because I got three women in my house. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. But since we gonna carry on because we've been talking about that whole subject for like 3 hours or some shit.
All I'm saying is that when your life goes to shit, just remember all the good things about yourself and
Right,
hold yourself to a higher standard, and you'll be all right.
right.
You really will. You really will. And it took me a while to do that, but and it's like Trisha said, be your biggest cheerleader. Absolutely.
And
Even if you gotta go to the party city, get some pom poms, and do that in the mirror in front of every day,
mhm.
then do it.
And you can and when life is going to shit, saying no can be one of the best ways to help you stop the spiral because you spend
Absolutely.
time
Self
helping.
care, saying no, it's a form of self care. I'm telling
Right,
you, it's a form of self care. And
right.
if all else fails, just smoke some weed.
Amen.
I mean,
Just
it's
smoke
legal
some
here.
weed. Just smoke some weed. Smoke,
It's here. I mean, it's legal here. So, hey,
yeah, smoke some weed. If you feel that you're having a rough time and you need some smoking weed is a form of self care too.
wait,
It
hold on.
really is.
Amen.
Let me
It's
say
a
it like a
form of
minute.
self care too.
Let me say it like a minute. Smoke weed every day.
It's a form of self care too. I'm telling you, it's a form of self care. Cause trust me, it's been times where I had a bad day and I fired up. Like I did, I fired up a little bit before we came onto the show, and I feel absolutely good. So
I mean, yeah, for those that can't smoke, and if you can't smoke, there is edibles.
there are edibles, there are CBDs,
Hmm.
there are dabs, there are brownies. There's plenty of ways to do it. So yeah,
If you watching this
absolutely.
show, more than likely you grown. You over 18. So
Yeah, definitely. So you have it's a form of self care too. Trust me. And like I said, it's kept me 8 months sober. So yeah, it's definitely a help. So it's a
it,
form of self care as well. Saying no and smoking weed, two forms of self
it,
care.
it's assisted me until we run out. When we ran out, boy, it was
Hey,
whoo.
why you think I'm saving the little bit I got? Cause this is driving these streets. Damn, COVID got shit locked down.
Hey man, fuck that big Rona, bro. That big Rona, boy. That big Rona.
Rona locked it
Take
down.
me serious. Y'all gonna take me real serious.
My plug
What's this
said he
running
got.
out you speak of?
Well, my plug said he's gonna stay in the house until the corona clears up. So I can't go see him. So I'm rationing it out like government cheese right now.
You see,
Ooh,
what you tell him is to drop it outside a window, and you'll leave the money on his front stoop, and then he can go pick it up, and you'll grab your bag and run off.
Well, that's true if he was here, but he's not here. He's in
Yeah.
California.
yeah. Now,
If he was here, a whole different story. But he's in California, so California is locked down. That's why the 49ers are playing in Arizona because
yeah, they locked.
California is
They
like
locked
they locked
California.
it down.
They bolted.
California ain't playing. And then the fact of the matter is, I'm
Locked.
not going off we're not going off a tangent. Then we're gonna go back to the subject. If I was to go to California, I have to quarantine for 2 weeks before I even set foot outside.
So no work for him.
No word for him. I can't step outside. I mean, it's at the point right now where people are getting harassed for just walking.
Yep.
So yeah. So right now I have to ration it out like government cheese because you gotta do what you gotta do. Not everybody can be like Matt and just get it out their backyard and everything. So
That's the advantage of living in Canada.
yeah, yeah, that's true. Canada's turning us away, so we
It's
can't, we
looking,
can't, we
it's
can't
looking
look, we
better
can't,
and better every day, sir.
we can't even go to Canada because Canada closed their borders to the United States. They was like, "Fuck y'all, y'all want to act ignorant? Guess what? We gonna close our borders." So
Unless you have work reasons to cross.
Yeah, the
I,
Republicans fucked us up.
I,
So
I have
wait,
work reasons.
ain't there intel
Hey,
plant?
no, hey, Matt, don't you got something to build? I can come and help you build something. That's work related.
Wait, ain't there intel plant in Canada? I'm just saying.
No, it's not. But
Well, there should be.
we could make one. Like I said, I
Yeah,
can
let's
go
go make.
build something,
Let's go make one.
man.
Yeah. We can do that. We can do that.
Yeah. We can go build something, man. If you need something to be built, I'm more than happy to come help you. I got my little Batman tool belt. I'm ready to go.
I got my preschool tools. I
I'm
got.
ready. Hey,
No,
I'm ready to go.
I
I'm
got my
ready to
little
go.
light
So
cavalry.
absolutely. So yeah. So like I said, it's a drought out here, and but not to go off on a tangent, but
It's hard
smoke
out.
weed, smoke weed, say no. Two forms of self care. That's my motto. So
Speaking of self care,
We don't mean masturbation.
hey, that's
that's another form. That's another form of self care.
yeah, that. Hey,
It is. It's a form of self care. I'm telling you, knock you right on out. It's like dopamine, knock you right on out.
me.
Be
Okay.
like, oh, what time is it? 6 o'clock. Oh, that was a good nap. That's a good nap. Absolutely.
All righty
Time to
then.
wake. Time to wake and bake. Let me go ahead and wake and bake real quick. I'm good.
Yeah.
So
But speaking of self care, y'all ready for this next topic?
sure.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's a healthy thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I read a saying on Twitter. I'm on Twitter a lot more nowadays because fuck book is being fuck book. So
The
uh,
Tweety bird, the Tweety birds.
yeah, so I go to Twitter and there's a tweet I saw and it made a lot of sense. There was a man. He's a teacher. He is a school teacher, and I guess one of his male students was crying. So he came over to the kid and said, "Hey, you're a big boy. Everything's gonna be all right. You're a big boy." And the kid replied back, "I have feelings too." And the guy was like, "You know what? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right." So we got to get rid of this whole stigma that men and boys can't cry because I know in my household, my dad always told me that a boy shouldn't cry, express emotion. That's why I had a lot of issues growing up because whenever I would get upset about something, instead of doing it in a positive light, I do it how my dad used to do it. I would get angry. I would yell and cuss. I could never um, express my feelings in a wholesome and a healthy way. And I'm not trying to teach my son that. I tell my son all the time that it's okay to cry. It's okay to show emotion. I never chastise him for crying. I never chastise him for showing emotion. I never called him weak. I never called him a baby. I let him express how he felt because I don't want him to be what I was growing up before everything happened with me. I don't want to be the guy that I don't want him to be like I was when it took me forever to express how I felt. I'm 40 years old. I started expressing myself maybe a couple years ago because I was always used to when I would get mad, I would just go off on a tangent. Y'all see my Facebook posts. I would just go off on a tangent, cuss people out, block
Woo.
people, stuff like that. So I don't want my son to do what I did. I want him to be able to express himself in a healthy way, especially when he gets older and he starts to date and he comes home with a woman that he wants to marry. I want him to be like, Dad, I want him to come to me and say, Dad, I want to be emotionally healthy as I can be to not only for myself but for my potential wife. So we gotta learn to express ourselves in a healthy way because I'm sure Dex and Matt had the same. Yeah, Yeah, it is. It's another way of self care. Show emotion because I think that's what's wrong with society. I'm not okay. I'm not going to say that everybody throws out the word toxic masculinity. That's word is an oxymoron. There's no such thing as toxic masculinity. It's a such thing as toxic ways. It's a such thing as toxic ways that us men act in a certain way because of our generations, our dads, our granddads, our great
Or,
granddads, and it passed
uh,
down the generation.
let's call it what
But
it's
but but
generational.
but event but eventually somewhere along the line that generation cycle has to be broken. So you always, if you got sons out there, if you got nephews, you got any kind of a male that you consider a brother or a role model to, show them these kind of things. Show them it's okay to cry. Show them it's okay to show emotion. Show it's okay to be vulnerable. Because I had a hard, Dex will tell you, I had a very hard time being vulnerable about a lot of things. Trisha will tell you the same thing. I've had a hard time being vulnerable because I felt that vulnerable was showing me that being weak. So show your sons that, so they don't grow up to keep that cycle going. Because once you leave this earth, that's what's gonna carry on your legacy is your son, and they're gonna whatever you taught them is gonna be a reflection of what you taught them when they're going forward in life. Whatever they do is gonna be a reflection of what you did. So,
Indeed, indeed.
and my condolences to Sean. I read your post, man. That's big, bro. So I'm glad you're making progress, and I know you got sons, and you got sons as well. So show them the way, man. We have to do that. Show them the way because it's time to break that cycle that men don't cry or show emotion. It really is.
I
So
definitely agree. I definitely agree. Oh boy, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. My grandmother died when I was, wow, I think I was 14, 15, 16, so up in there.
hmm
I hadn't even graduated high school. I graduated in 2003, so I was a freshman. So 99, 2000, 2000. Sorry. Um, the last time I had fully cried was her funeral, and something in me, I guess, seeing all the theatrics and all the bullshit at her funeral, because family pretending like they really cared about her when they didn't, and, but you and your actual family, your immediate family, is the one taking care of her, doing all that stuff. It kind of pissed me off. So I started suppressing feelings. Then fast forward until right around 4-ish years ago, um, I was working for Brooks, and things like changed. Like one day I woke up and like emotions and feelings that I had somewhat forgotten how to feel showed back up. I was I had just clocked in for work at Brinks. It was early, early, early in the morning because I had to be at work at 4 in the morning Eastern Standard. And I got a call from my mother, and she told me that her kidneys were starting to fail. She has lupus and uh, Agent Orange from the army. She did 17, and her telling me that she was literally somewhat dying, everything just flooded back. And I'm at work. My first response was getting pissed. I mean, I'm at work, pissed the fuck. off. And then, because let's be honest, being upset, being mad, being pissed off is tiring. It's exhausting as fuck. It will drain all the energy out of you in a quick manner. So I get halfway through my shift and I'm fighting to stay awake. Next thing you know, my face is wet. My manager is like, "What's wrong? Huh? What you talking about? You're crying. You've been crying for hours. What's wrong?" Well, I guess I can't hide it no more. Let me go talk to this goddamn man. That motherfucker took me off the clock for a week. I was paid. And he was like, "You need to go check on your mother, for one. And you finally come full circle. Most of the staff is military, so none of y'all really know how to deal with your emotions. You've got to learn how to process your emotions and deal with them because you're spiraling." And I was like, "Hey, I'm dealing with the way I've been taught. What, hold it in until you blow up?" And I just looked at him because it's like, yeah, that's literally what I was taught. You don't cry. You don't do anything but show strength. I was taught if you show emotion, if you cry, uncles and grandfathers, stop being a little bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm here to tell you, in the year 2020, showing emotion and crying don't make you a little bitch.
It doesn't.
Not showing emotion, not being able to cry, that makes you the bitch. That
Hmm.
that makes you weak
Mm-hmm.
because when you all you do is hold that stuff in and you don't cope with it, you don't address it, you're gonna do two things. One, you don't know how to handle your emotions. So when you run out of uh, capacity of holding that shit in, it's gonna be a nuclear explosion.
Mm-hmm.
And second, what's gonna happen, unfortunately, is it's gonna start shaving time off of your life expectancy. It's gonna destroy your health. It's going to destroy your heart. It's going to destroy your brain, your kidneys, your liver. Body parts going to start failing, and you're not even going to understand why. Stress can kill you,
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
or, and I hate to bring this up, you're going to end up like one of my favorite actors of all time. You're going to end up like Robin Williams.
Heath Ledger.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Heath Ledger. It was a lot of them.
You're going to end up like what I should have been, but I failed.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take yourself out. And let me be completely honest with you right now. The world is not going to be better because you're gone.
Nope.
All you're gonna do is make a lot of people sad.
Yeah. And for those that say that you won't be missed, you'll be missed. And depending on how old you are, depending on what your family structure is, not only will you be missed, but you just put your family in debt. If I take myself out right now, my wife, my kids, they got to pay for my funeral and figure out how they continue to pay for the bills. Because I'm not here no more. That means my VA check is gone. That's the rent. It's
Like I said,
okay to open up. It's okay to cry. It's okay to do your self care, and it's okay. It is literally okay, and it is acceptable. Not only is it acceptable, we are encouraging you. Therapy is your goddamn friend. And if you don't want to go to therapy, come talk to us. I'll send you a link. You can come. You can come vent on the show. You don't want to vent on the show? You can call my phone. I'll patch you in, and you can vent. You can jump in the comments and vent. Take care of yourself.
Like you said, stress is a silent stress is a silent killer. That's real talk right there.
And we're men, men. Let's be completely honest. We're men, right? That means the younger generation, male and female, are looking at us as an example of what they're either supposed to be or to look for in a mate.
Hmm.
Do you want your son or daughter to be with someone like you?
Right now, right now, no. Me personally, no. I still got a lot to work on right now, so absolutely not.
If that's the answer to your question, no, then it's okay to start seeking help to get better.
Mhm.
Because would I want my daughters to be with someone like me? Fuck no.
Nope, not right now. Mm-mm. And I be honest, cause a lot of people be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Me, I'm like, no, no, mm-mm. Nope.
Maybe as a foundation, the things that I've gotten to now could be a foundation, but overall, just like me, no, hell no. I want the best for my children, so I want them to be better than me. But I can't sow the seed of finding better than me when I'm the baseline, but I'm doing bitch shit. I can't show emotion, so they don't know what to do. I'm showing my daughters that emotion is bad. I'm raising girls. Emotion. I need them to be able to show emotion. I need them to be able to show emotion because when they can show emotion, they can process other people's emotion.
Hmm.
That's the part of the conversation that gets left out all the time because we don't show emotion. We don't know how to process other people's emotions. So, oh, they're mad, but I don't know why they're mad.
True.
Ever thought
What you
that
think, Matt?
they're mad because you don't know how to be anything but what you feel?
Hey,
That's
back up.
how. That's how I was taught. I was only taught to show anger because from my dad. I wasn't known to show anything else. I was just known to show anger. So I'm trying not to do with that with my son because I want my son to express how he feels at that certain point in time. And like Trisha said, sometimes we got to show emotion as well, so we can be that example. So, what you think, Matt? What you think about all this?
I fully agree with what you guys have been saying. Pretty much you guys spelled it out what I would have said.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, you did kind of influence us, sir. Just saying. I try not to give your big headed ass credit, but you did kind of influence us a little bit with your glorious beard,
Oh,
whore. Still a whore.
Yeah, but everybody learns something from somebody, right?
True, true.
Hmm. Hmm.
Speaking of which leads us perfectly into our next topic. Showtime.
I have to learn this lesson because I am notorious for doing this. So I definitely have to learn that I don't have to carry everything on my shoulders because if you know me, you know that's my. I feel that I gotta do it by myself, and I know I don't have to, but so I'm really trying to break that mentality that I have to do it by myself.
He'll
Yeah, it's
tell you.
something I struggle with a lot too.
Mm-hmm. Because I look at it like if I can't do it, nobody else is gonna do it for me, or if I ask somebody to do it for me and they can't do it, I'll be like, fuck it, I'll just do it myself.
And he'll tell you, I cuss his ass out all the time about it. Him and
Yeah,
Kevin both out about it all the time,
yeah,
all the time.
yeah. I'm very, because like I said, I've, I just don't like when people let me down. So instead of asking for help, I just take that weight on me and just be like, I got
I'll
it.
do it. Yeah, I see. I
I'll
hate
do it.
asking people for help, so I'll just do it myself and
Yeah,
be like, you know what?
I,
I'll do it. I'll do it the way I
I'll just
want
do it.
anyway. So I'll just do it myself.
I just do it myself. Yeah.
Yeah,
And sometimes you have to depend on people to help you. So I'm very notorious for that. Very notorious. So
I know I'm guilty of it. I know I am. and I know I need to get better at it, but in a weird and I know it's an unhealthy way, I'm proud of having to do it because
It's the whole old mentality that we were raised with that that's what it takes to be a man.
right, I will address those issues at the end of the show because yeah, there's some things I need to get off my chest. So we'll talk about that at the end of the show. But yes, I'm guilty of it and I'm working on it. It's good having an actual support system who supports. Having a mate who literally threatens to beat me with things if I don't sit the fuck down and take a break. Having kids who literally stay on my ass saying your eyes are sinking in. You're chill the fuck out. We got it. Having brothers who are like, what the hell are you doing? Sit down somewhere. You've done enough.
Pretty
I
much.
literally have a brother who works overnight at Intel, and I tell him, "Yo, I got him." He's like, "Bro, I sit the fuck down, man. I got this. Don't worry about it. I got it." You know who that guy is?
I don't know. I don't know. I
You
think I heard of him though. I heard of him.
heard of him? Yeah.
I heard of him. Seems like he's a cool dude though. It seems like he's a cool guy. From what I heard, he's very. From what I heard, he's a stand-up guy. So,
He's a stand-up guy.
A little ugly, but yeah, stand up guy.
hey man, hey man, hey man. You know, God gave it to me. I just signed for it. That's all.
Oh, okay. Man, we didn't ask you if we hard headed. We know.
I know I'm hard headed. I said it. I said it. I'm very stubborn. Tricia tell you, I'm very stubborn when I say I can do it by myself, and she just give me that death look. So,
Oh, Kim and Trisha both getting my ass. I'm like, I got it. I'll do it by my damn self. Fuck that.
hmm
That I don't give a damn. Look, I waited long enough. Ain't nobody doing it. I'll do it.
hmm that's why every time Tricia tell you when we was together, she'll be like, and I'll go get something or I'll go do something. She'd be like, "Well, I was gonna do that for you." I was like, "Well, you didn't say anything, so I just did it by myself."
Right.
Or
I
I went, or I went and got it by my, or I
where
went and got it by myself. I went and got it by myself.
there been times where Kim, I wake up, I don't start been rearranging the whole room, been cleaning the kitchen, living room, just she like, what? You could have asked for help, bitch. You was asleep. Shut up.
No, no. I just be like, I'm good. Go ahead and sit down and eat your sandwich, and I'm good.
Yeah, one Saturday, Kim woke up. I'm scrubbing everything in the bathroom. She's like, "Babe, I can help. Sit down."
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
But
Well, fine.
once I get in the groove,
You,
and I have my mind, I have my mind set on doing something.
You get that tunnel vision.
That's
hmm
it. That's
Yeah,
it. I don't hear nothing else except I gotta get this done.
yeah. Things get mission critical in our head. It's just like, all right, this is what needs to be done. It's getting done.
Yeah. So, and I have to learn not to do that. So
Yeah,
I'm slowly getting there, but every now and then I gotta revert back and be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna just do it on my own.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Matt.
Yeah.
That's why we're brothers because we all think alike. If you're not gonna do it for us, guess what? We're gonna do it on our own.
Yeah, like
And all three of us got
that's the
broken
way it
bodies.
is.
Still be out there trying to do shit.
Uh,
Look at
Man,
this
trust me.
motherfucker out here doing
Bad
it.
back, bad back, and bad knees and all. It's got to get done, right? So
And
yeah.
then come in the house complaining, talking about, damn, everything hurt.
Talk about yep,
It's,
and you already know. Yep, you know me. I'll be like
but it's
everything
done.
hurts. It's done though, but I gotta pay for it.
Right.
But guess what? I'll lay on that couch, and I'll be like, you know what? It's done.
But it's
I'll
done.
just lay here. It's
it's
done. I'll
done.
just lay here. I'll lay here in pain,
Tomorrow's
but
a
it's
write off.
done. Yeah, it's done. So it's
It's Matt
good.
hard
Everything's
headed like
done.
like his bro. Is Matt hard headed like his brother? Here, I'll interject for him. He's more hard. We learned from him.
Yeah, I'm extremely hard headed. Even though I've cracked my skull, it's still hard headed.
Yeah. So it's just the mentality that we have, especially
I
growing
think
up.
there's your
Especially
answer.
like
He cracked his
it's
skull. Any more questions?
especially if you're a latchkey kid growing up, you're definitely gonna be do it by myself. Cause I definitely was a latchkey kid, and I had brothers and sisters that I had to take care of because I was the oldest until my parents got home. So if you were a latchkey kid, you knew from jump
You know
growing
what it
up
was.
that You
You knew
gonna
what it
do it
was.
on your own. We
Yeah.
knew what it was because you had to fend for yourself while your parents was at work. So if you
Mhm.
were a latchkey kid, you understand why we have this mentality. Like
Look,
I
look,
could do
not
it by
that we had,
myself
not that we
because
had a choice or anything, but
oh no, yeah, right. Like we didn't like we didn't have a choice or anything, but at the same time, that's how we learned to be self sufficient.
true, true.
So when we got older and we started getting in these relationships and getting married and friendships, we just was like, you know what? I
Had,
have these
had maturity,
I have these group of people around me that I think they could do good, but when it comes down to it, if I have to do something for me, I'm gonna go to me. I'm gonna depend on me because that's how I was raised, being a latchkey kid growing up.
right? Well, let's hit it, fellas. I'm mad at you for this list, bro. I'm just letting you know. I'm highly peeved at your list, sir. This show has been amazing. Just want you to know, but I'm still peeved about your list. So we need to learn how to handle our emotions and express them properly.
It's something I struggle. I
Uh,
mean, I'm quick to like snap anger reactions.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
let me go ahead and take the lead here. Uh, do either of y'all know what any of this shit mean? This shit look like Japanese to me. I don't know about that. No, I'm just kidding. Learning how to handle your emotions is one of the most important life skills that men are never taught. And the reason why we aren't taught it is because we're made to believe that handling emotions, dealing with emotions, expressing emotions makes you less of a man. We're taught that crying, feeling, compassion, empathy, sympathy makes you weak. And in all honesty, when you don't know how to handle your emotions, the only real emotion you ever feel is anger and pain. And the more pain you're in, the angrier you get. And the angrier you get, the more pain that your body has. So it's a vicious cycle. Kim tells me all the time, and I kind of realized it today at Walmart that ever since going sober, I am a lot more pliable when it comes to her and the girls getting things out of me. I just bought my kids 2 bags of pizza rolls, which I know won't last more than 42 seconds in this fucking house. That's $20 that I'm gonna watch go up in smoke in the literally minutes, and it didn't bother me. Ah, Merry Cripples, but I had to learn how to deal with my emotions because for the longest of time, I didn't know any emotion but anger because I was hurting. My my I have bad. I have something to do with my feet. My feet they're bad. My knees are bad. My 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 elbows are bad. My neck, my spine is curved and degenerative. At that. So I was always in physical pain. So my way of coping was angry. The more I was angry, the more I had adrenaline. The more adrenaline I had, the more my body became numb. So I could just get through the day.
We're like the Incredible Hulk. He's angry.
Right. But because I was always angry, as Trisha said, I used to deflect.
Yeah, if you ever get angry, you deflect stuff all the time because it's not your.
Mhm.
You always think it's not your fault.
Mhm. And because I was always angry, I was always in a weird space to where I'm angry enough to keep going, but I'm not so angry to where I'm lashing. but I'm always right about there, right there in the middle. So something simple as what the hell do y'all want to eat? You can't figure it out in less than 5 minutes. I'm angry. I'm angry angry now.
It's a build up.
Uh huh.
Cause like Trisha said, you're not really angry, but that's the only emotion you're taught. Yeah, so eventually it
Yeah.
builds up.
So my emotional cup was already full.
Hmm.
So that little bit always would just make it spill over just enough. I get it out, and then but it's still full. I never emptied the cup. It was just oh
Stagnant.
that's the last couple drops I needed to spill over just for the day. All right, cool. I got the results that I needed. All right, but my cup's still full. It ain't been emptied yet because I ain't learned how to handle nothing. I haven't expressed what I needed to fully express towards the people I need to express it to get that out. Because as Dre said, it's been a long, trying 12 months and 14 days.
Hmm.
Not many of you know, but one of the reasons why Breaking the Stigma disappeared for the longest of time is because one of the bonds that I had with a certain group of people had to be completely severed. And in doing so, at first it hurt. But now I'm at the point to where because that those bonds were severed, it helped me to handle and express what I needed to express. And it helped me empty my emotional cup because there was a lot of things with those bonds that were building up that were never addressed because it was just I'll just deal with it because these my people.
Sometimes, it's like you said, sometimes you have to learn when bonds are not healthy. No matter how good it may be, no matter how good you think it may be, sometimes you just gotta let those ties go in order to grow and evolve yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Even if the person's cutting you off, or you cutting that person off, or they're cutting you off, you just have to realize that some friendships, relationships, and marriages run their course, and you just have to learn when to let go. And you have to, or when that person decides it's time to go, you just have to be like, it is what it is.
true.
And sometimes, and the crazy thing about it is, and the key fact in all this, there's no explanation owed in any of it. They could give you one, but if that person decides not to give you an explanation why they cut you out their life, or you decide to cut said person out your life, you don't owe no explanation, or they don't owe you no explanation. Sometimes you go through life and you're wondering if what if and how come and why they ain't give no explanation. Sometimes stuff like that, you just need to lead that chapter closed
Yeah.
for the sake of your sanity.
Yep.
So sometimes you won't get an explanation on why things ended the way it did, and you just sometimes you have to accept it in order to grow and evolve,
And that's
and
where I
vice
Yeah.
got.
versa.
I didn't need. I got to a point to where I got to the acceptance to where I didn't need an explanation. I didn't want an explanation.
Hmm.
I finally
Hmm.
got to where I stopped caring because I realized that I was in a better mental state. I was healthier for us because we often make the mistake of wanting an explanation. We want this closure. Closure is not always a good thing, people.
And you're not always going to get it.
Right?
You're not always gonna get it.
It's closure can end up being a very bad thing for you. You're sitting around waiting that something that can either never show up or you go to get closure and it's some of the most painful, hurtful stuff that you ever have to endure.
Hmm.
So why subject yourself to it? Close the book, set it on fire, and walk away.
Pretty much.
I do agree. I do agree.
Yeah.
Closure isn't needed. It just makes things worse.
Don't go looking for it. If it's not given to you or the person doesn't give it to you, don't go looking for it.
We were all raised in the old school generation. What's that old saying? Be careful what you go looking for. You gonna find it.
Yeah.
You
Pretty
went
much.
looking for closure. You gonna get the closure. But
And it may not be what you want. It may not be what you want to hear. So sometimes it's better off just leaving it as it be. It's
mhm,
like the saying goes, don't try to give mouth to a fly. If a fly dies, let it die. Don't try to revive it.
right.
So
Uh,
if a situation is dead,
yeah. Or for my religious people, because my mother and my father used to be real religious. Two things: be careful what you pray. Be careful what you pray for, because you just might get it. And you might not like the way you're giving it to you.
Yeah.
And when you do get what you get, don't question it.
uh,
Y'all got anything to add?
nah,
No.
that's pretty much it. That's all pretty much it. You just a lot of meditation, a lot of therapy,
Yeah.
and
Therapy.
a
Self
lot
That's
of
what's helped
therapy,
me.
care.
a lot of therapy, lot of meditation that I use, and also uh, if you have an issue, learn that anger is not the only way to express it.
There's healthier and better ways.
Way
Or,
better ways.
or as my Gator fans say, they have the issues. It's okay to address them, even if they're 20 yards downfield.
Sometimes sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from
Why
crying.
you
Sometimes,
even
and
start?
I laughed a whole lot because of
Yeah.
that. So
But this is our last little section before we wrap up. So let's get some let's get some community participation in this thing.
Yeah.
Y'all
Y'all
yeah,
got
man.
any questions for us?
Yeah, y'all got any questions out there? I know y'all got some questions. You know, I know it's been a while since we got the band all back together. So
and
I'm
to
pretty
address
sure.
Sean, one, I'm my thoughts and my meditations is with you. It's hard losing a loved one, and I'm glad that you're getting through it. Two, thanks for watching, and I can pretty sure I can speak for all the fellas. If you need us for anything, bang our line, man. We got you.
Yeah, definitely. Cause tomorrow will be 7 years since my grandmother passed, so I'll probably be in my feelings a little bit tomorrow. So
Ooh, that was a rough day.
yeah.
Uh, Ma'am,
Tomorrow's gonna be pretty rough for me tomorrow. So
Dre, I think that question is for you, ma'am. You are out of line. Church and this
if I hit the Powerball, we definitely gonna be slinging meat out of the monster truck when I hit this Powerball. So if you wasn't there for the conversation last night that I had with Dexter and Kim, you missed a hell of a conversation. That was an epic. That was so funny. So maybe
just
one day
by the way, I
maybe one
think I
day
need to go to the doctor, and you might have to pay my bills, bro. Yeah,
maybe one day when we get on the show, I'll explain what we're talking about. But yeah, that was a very good conversation. That was funny. We were talking about uh, my cracked out steroid elephant named Stampy and my tiger named Mufufu. Hey, what's my saying though? I'm gonna do a comedy special. What's the name of my comedy special gonna be? Dex, rich dumb shit.
rich dumb shit.
Rich dumb shit.
Rich dumb.
I always said if I ever get rich and hit the Powerball, I'm gonna do rich dumb shit. So yes, my elephant's name will be Stampy, and he'll be cracked out on steroids. That will be my watch elephant. So
His wife.
everybody say what? Everybody say watchdog. I'm gonna have a watch elephant. So
Any more
and
questions?
Mukaka, my Mukaka, my lion, and Tyrone, my peacock, and Paulie, my shark, and Rufus, my giraffe, and my gorilla named Greg, my gorilla named George, and my grizzly bear named Grizz. Yeah, I'm gonna have a whole wildlife presence.
What about Tyrone
Tyrone the peacock, and Albert and Tony, my hippopotamuses.
and Paulie,
Paulie the shark. Paulie the shark. Yeah,
and Polly the
and
P?
Polly the Peacock, and then my bulldog name will be Earl Wellingford.
Wait, don't forget about your right hand, Monroe.
Monroe the midget with a doggy door in his house. But that's a whole nother story because that we was on that till 3 o'clock in the morning. So if you wasn't there, we should. You know what? Honestly, we should have taped it. We should have taped it or went live because that was epic. I had Kim and Dex basically falling out from laughing. So
And ladies and gentlemen, neither one of us were drunk or high.
drunk or high. So imagine if we was drunk or high. It would have been 5 o'clock. So, but yeah,
Bro, I would have
shout
been
out.
out the bed this morning. I would have. Yeah.
Shout out to my folks, man. Real talk. I went to go see them yesterday, and it was a very good session. We laughed, we vented, we laughed some more. I even met I met Jake. He's a good. I finally met Jake. Dex has talked so much about him. He's a good dude. He told me about the $2.4 million bounty that he got suspended for. That was a funny story as well.
Yeah.
So I met those guys, and we just had a good time. You need people like that in your corner to just kind of release,
Your
decompress from
decompression zone.
life.
Right, right.
So I had a good time. I was there well into the morning. Like I ain't get home till like 3:30. So we had a very good time. Very good time. So you need people like that in your life that you could be just yourself around. Definitely. So yeah,
And,
definitely.
and your special pole dancing house academy, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have Navidad and the crew to build a tunnel leading there to the stripper house, and
And
then
hey,
Matt's gonna come down. Matt's gonna come down. He's
yeah,
gonna
we got to
show me
fly
how
Matt
to.
down so he can help us.
Yeah, so he can help me grow some weed in my on my. Cause I want about 35 or 40 acres. So Matt's gonna come down. And he's gonna show me how to, have my weed farm ready.
That's easy enough.
See, there you go. See,
He says it's like it's not. No, that's easy. Well, got you.
no, yeah, it's nothing like I said. Somebody, I gotta make sure Monroe get his 10 million for this doggy door.
Man,
Monroe, pull what Kim say? Pull the lever.
pull the lever crunk.
Pull
So,
the lever.
do we have any more questions from our audience or? Do, do, do,
I
do.
don't see any more questions. Everybody was trying to worry about the slinging the meat. Oh, I'm definitely getting y'all uniforms so for SMI. So I need to make sure y'all get those too. So
We gotta have the right sizes for the Sling Meat Incorporated. Gotcha.
slinging meat incorporated. Yep, in the monster truck.
Who drive them out? Oh, Monroe. That's right.
Monroe,
All
I
dry.
told you. No, Monroe's gonna drive it. I'm gonna give him a booster seat with some stilts, so because he's only gonna be like 5'3". So I'm gonna give him like a booster seat so he can see over the steering wheel, so he can drive, and I'm gonna give him stilts so he can reach the brake pad. And then we're gonna have Athena and Eden in the front because we don't want them to jump out because if they jump out, then Mufufu and Bukaka is gonna eat them. So yeah. And if they don't get eaten, then Stampy's gonna come out and probably kill them because he's gonna be cracked out on steroids.
With a sprinkle of weed to take the edge off every so often.
He mixes it
So,
in his roughage, man, for him and Rufus.
so when you say midget, do you mean like Dante?
Huh?
Oh,
Dante?
midget? Do we mean like Dante?
Oh
Um,
yeah. Well, he's gonna be shorter than Dante, but everybody knows Dante. Well, I was gonna hire Dante, but he's a Panthers fan, so I gotta hire Monroe because I need somebody who can't speak English because I don't want him to sue me for, so
talk
he
shit.
can't speak no English. I'm gonna find him in like one of those islands where he doesn't have no food and no clothes. He just go.
Like them kids on the infomercials. Let me the 10 cents a day kids. Let me go just pluck one of them legs.
The only thing gonna have on is his leaf to cover his member. That's it. That's why I want to find him like that.
Yes.
Yep, that's what like Kim said. The plain boss. I want to find a type like that. Call him Tonto,
Little
little
pick me.
short guy. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. That's why I'm gonna make sure he's good. So, but yeah, we had a good conversation last night. It was funny as hell, man. It was funny as hell. But you got, like I said, we'll be all night with that one because I went in depth on how I'm gonna make this work. So just make sure that just make sure
Gentlemen,
just
sir.
hope that if I don't get rich or if I win the lottery because I'm definitely gonna be doing some rich dumb shit.
And Earl. Don't forget Earl.
Earl Wellingford, my bulldog. Yep.
Yep.
All he gonna do is just I'm gonna bring the female puppies over so he can sire them, and I'm gonna make $4,000 a pup. Multiply that by 5 or 6. That's 25 G's, 24, 25 G's. So yeah.
Anywho, well, since there's not apparently no more questions from the audience,
Hey
any,
man, blame Kim because she's ready to sling meat out the out the truck. So
I see. So with that being said, is there anything y'all need to get off your chest?
no. I'm just glad that we're back. I'm glad that BTS is back, the gang is back, and
Yeah.
let's ready to roll, man. I'm
You
glad
you
to see
you'll see
that.
us right here on every Monday, same time. 7 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, I'm definitely glad that you. I'm definitely glad you guys are back. I'm glad y'all let me join y'all, and let's just
Oh,
go. It's
trust me,
only
if
it's
Dre win the lottery, yes, he's probably gonna have a lot of bald headed whole shit lined up.
my my stripper house.
See,
My
see,
stripper house. Rosalita's gonna be in charge. Hmm.
Him and Kim already don't had a conversation about it. So yeah, don't. She they
Kim's gonna be my publicist because she's good with words. So,
yeah, yeah, she yeah.
but uh, but honestly, I'm glad you guys are back, and I'm glad we got this back on the ground, out off the ground. So, only
Yeah.
thing we do is just push forward, man. Let's just go into this last couple weeks, and then it'll be 2021. So,
Well,
let's keep moving forward.
well, as somebody told me once, the three amigops are back, and we gonna keep rolling. Musketeers, amigops, stabbing people with sharp stuff. That's us. But I do got a little bit of something I need to get off my chest, so I ask y'all to bear with me for a few seconds.
Giver.
I was told that through the grapevine, the things that are happening in or around my residential area, people are apparently getting wind of, and that's all fine, well, and good, no. And yeah, Antonio, I'm talking about you, or should I use your government of Anthony Tyrone? I'm referencing you. If you if you watching the show, that's cool. I'm proud. Thank you. I appreciate your viewership. You're helping our number. But our show is about mental health. Okay. And in doing so, I need you to understand that yes, we have addressed my mental health and having to deal with my daughter's mental health and how it spirals. Cool. Guess what? You need to take responsibility on you're the goddamn reason why her mental health is spiraling. If you can't do so, if you can't help with the assistance on getting our children some help, since you can't stand Kim or the girls, because we got evidence of all that shit. Remember that. Since you can't stand that, stand the fuck by and shut the fuck up. You ain't got no say in what happened in this motherfucker. Please understand that. If you do not live in my house, if you do not pay my bills, or you don't feed nobody in my motherfucking family, you ain't got shit to say to us. Because as a man to man, eye to eye, when you said that you wish that my kids and the motherfucker who birthed them were dead and you never met them, you died to me, Cummins. And I'm happy that you know where we are. Yeah, we're in Arizona. Bring your ass here. There's this thing called the castle statue. Bring your ass here. Any more questions? And if you want to tune into all the other shows that we used to be a part of, we're not a part of them anymore. So leave them alone. You got a problem? Come address it. If not, back the fuck off. Because you making my kids worse. You're making my wife worse. And if you keep on messing with my women, I'm gonna make you worse. I'm out this motherfucker.
Right? You gotta say anything?
No, I'm fine.
Sure. Well, I don't have anything else to
Well,
say.
in that case,
I
we'll
don't
see
have anything
y'all
else to say.
here.
I'm about to. I'm
Okay.
about to. I'm
Yeah, I'm
about to.
about to get some
Uh,
food.
Yeah.
yeah, I
In
ate,
that
so I'm about
case,
to.
we'll see y'all here, same place, Mondays, 5 p.m. Uh, our time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern. Champagne
4
conversation.
p.m. Pacific.
We'll see y'all on Saturdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific.
Yep, I'm about to smoke. I'm about to smoke and watch Home Alone. So.
We all about to go do our self care. We're gonna chill out. I'm gonna bust some heads and FIFA.
Oh wait, that Home Alone. I forgot the game is on. I'm gonna watch the game. The game's tonight, so I'm gonna smoke and watch the game.
Is the game on ESPN or
ESPN, yeah, ESPN.
it ain't on NBC, so I can watch that shit?
No, yes, ESPN.
Because DirecTV and they funky ass bullshit. We ain't even got NBC no more. Don't
But
ask
see,
us.
I came through in the clutch so we could watch the
Yes,
game
yes, you
last
did.
night.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And I appreciate you. Actually, if I can't watch the game, I just watch the Undertaker's farewell on WWE Network. Um,
I gotta watch that. I gotta watch that too.
yeah, you should. So, with that being said, sorry I had to go on my little rant, fellas. I know
It's all good.
Nah, well, no, you're good.
I needed
Sometimes
to get that off my chest.
you gotta remind, like I said,
Expressed my feelings and addressed it. I can move the fuck on.
reminding people that they got you fucked up is a form of self care.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because you got me really fucked up, bro. Understand that. You don't understand that you ain't never been a real man. All the
Yeah,
things you try and still ain't gonna stay because I'm gonna make sure it's gone.
yeah. Maybe he should meet Bukaka, Mufufu, and Stampy. So
He can have a one on one with Stampy. I want to see that motherfucker get stomped the fuck out.
he gonna be cracked out on steroid too. So all I gotta do is just stay stick him.
You
Hey,
got to change that name. It sounds too close to Bukake.
No, it's Bukaka. Bukaka's gonna work. So I can't change it. But it'll work out. But yeah,
it's already copyrighted. We can't do nothing about
yeah.
that.
But definitely. All I gotta say is take care of yourself and take care. You know, before you take care of people around you, take care of yourself. So
Yeah. But yeah, everyone, we appreciate y'all tuning in. As the fellas did say, we are back. We are gonna be here on Mondays at the same time. This is our home. We ain't going nowhere. We never should have really left, but that was more of my doing than anything. And I apologize to everyone. Um,
No, I had shit to take care of too. It wasn't just you.
yeah,
yeah,
everybody did. Everybody did.
how my
But
sister doing that? How my sister them doing? I know her foot's.
She's doing good now.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
word.
everybody had something going on, something they had to do. So, but the important thing is we're
But I
back.
will say
We're back. We're back now. So
But I will say that the positive thing that did come out of the break was me and Dre are both sober now. So
8 months strong. 8 months
Yeah.
strong.
yeah, I mean
8 months
we
strong.
ain't going to no meetings or nothing. So you ain't gonna see us with no coins or nothing like that. But we are sober.
Nah.
So
Yeah, that was big for me because anybody that knows me personally knows that alcohol
oh
was my
we drunk.
vice.
Oh, I was a drunken rager, boy.
Yeah,
Ooh,
alcohol was my vice. So to be 8 months in and not craving for a drink,
yeah,
that's big for me. And then on top of that, smoking weed helps too. So
yeah. And like I said, after that first month, it's like things just started to click to where I was just mad a few seconds ago, and now I'm like, all right,
yeah,
I want to play
yeah,
FIFA
like
now.
a lot of things that used to piss me off. A lot of things
I would have been
that
mad
used to
for a
piss
week.
me off.
Yeah, I would have been mad
It's not worth
all
the energy now.
drunk,
It's not. It really isn't. Like stuff that used to piss me off, like back in the day. I'm just like, it is what it is. It
right?
is what it is.
Pretty
So
much.
Yeah.
yeah,
But we appreciate y'all tuning in for this last 90 minutes or so. I mean, yeah, we did kind of run 10 minutes
We
over, but
ramble.
yeah, we
yeah,
rambled.
but it's the first night back, and we just get it's like Michael Jordan stepping on the court after he retired. He trying to get the mojo back. That's
Right,
all.
right. I had to come out with my Michael Jackson glove. With the you know, so
What, does that make me white chocolate?
because
Hey
we
man, we already know you're black. You're black. You're just clear in the visual sense, but physical wise and mentally wise, you're black. So
yeah, because and we ain't the Temptations. I couldn't. It ain't no fire heartbeat nothing like that. Because if I was by myself, ain't nobody gonna come see me notice. So
You want to take my space? You want to take my spot, huh? Well, you ain't got it, so you can't do it.
eh, exactly. But I appreciate y'all because as we can openly admit, this is therapy for us too. So
But definitely, definitely. So appreciate
Yeah.
everybody listening to us, and
and,
we're
and,
back. We're back.
and it's
We're
free.
back.
We
Yeah,
back.
and we're back.
We
We're
back.
back. We're back, and I appreciate everybody listening to us, man. That's
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
definitely tuning in. So for sure.
Appreciate y'all. And I guess that's it for us. So we ain't got no signature sign offs or nothing, but we
I'm
out.
going to watch.
Peace.
I'm going to watch the game, Trisha, in a minute.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. All right. Out of here.
all right. All right.